Butt scratches. Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Sorry, my puppy just decided she needed butt scratches, and she's been very vocal for the last hour. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, winning Wednesday. So, what were your wins today? Let us know in the comments below what your wins were for the week, what they were for the day. Did you give someone a hug today? Did you send them a card? Did you give them a call? And I'm not talking text messages or Facebook messages. I mean picking up this thing, actually dialing a number and talking to somebody, or getting on Zoom with them so you're face to face, or doing something like sending them a greeting card in the mail, not an e-card. And I will tell you this, I have a pet peeve with e-cards. If I see an e-card in my inbox, it's automatic delete. It doesn't even get open. So I have a pet peeve with those things. But an actual physical greeting card, that's something a little different. I'm happy to open those. And I know that I've got two addresses going right now. I've got my California address going. I've got a temporary address here in Arizona. I got my first birthday card today and I haven't opened it yet because I got to wait a week. And so I sent my friend a message saying thank you. But look at this. It's really cool envelope. Isn't this cool? It even says happy birthday up here. It's got these really cool balloons. I like that. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Um, So that's my first birthday card that I have received here at the campground. I know there's probably some sitting in my mailbox, and I'm getting it shipped out next week. I was going to do it before Thanksgiving, but time got away on me and everything else. So within the next week or two, I'll be getting everything shipped out. I'll probably wait till, and then I'll do another one in January. So Christmas and birthday are going to get extended this year. Yes, it's my birthday month. I can do what I like. Um, anyway. So, if you haven't given somebody a hug today and you want to send them a greeting card, if you go to the link that's in the description, there is an amazing card there that sends a hug to people to let them know that you care and that you're thinking about them. So, just click on the link and you'll be able to just follow the prompts and everything else. If you have any questions, just send me a private message and we can get that taken care of for you. I got to do my accountability day, being Wednesday. I have my accountability calls. I love my accountability coach. She's awesome. She's the bestest of the best. Um, but she sent me, so we had some celebrations this week because I signed on a new client this week. I'm working on their tree. I got my certification completed. I started volunteering at familysearch.org, doing some transcription, doing some transcribing on some of the documents that they have in there. And what that involves is they're scanning in documents from birth registers, death registers, marriage registers, census records, wills and probates, and land deeds, and any documentation that you can think of that your ancestors may have signed during their lifetime. And if it was handwritten, it's all getting scanned in. Their software goes through and tries to decipher what words it can. But there's times that but then what we do as the transcribers is we go through, we check the spelling on things, we put our eyes there. So the machine can only do so much. So we go in and we see is what the software has picked up. Is it correct? If it's not correct, we correct it. And then there's words that the software just doesn't grasp. And so it will highlight it and bring up a little box and say what's supposed to go in here. So you go and have a look at it. You can enlarge it so you can see it better, so you can see the formation of the letters. And that's coming. And as a genealogist, because you're going through these documents and everything else, you get used to a lot of the different types of handwriting and styles and stuff as well. And so, and because it's all, actual writing, not printing, writing, cursive, yeah, cursive. Where all the letters are joined up, it can be a challenge for some people to read that. But once the transcription's done, that document is now searchable, which is really cool because this is how we can find. But you have to remember there's only like about 4 or 5% of all the documentation in the world as it relates to births, deaths, marriages, census records, and all that. Only about 5% of them are actually scanned and available online. Think about that. Only 5%. And you'll go into something like ancestry.com and it says they've got over 100 million records available online. And if you even take that number and think that's just like represents 5% of what's available out there electronically, that's kind of a scary number, isn't it? It's just like when I first read that, I was sort of like, oh crap, that's that's a lot that hasn't yet been scanned, and there's documentation that's missing due to earthquakes, fires, tsunamis, floods. So there's a lot of documentation that has been lost over the years due to natural disasters and things. So see if he's trying to have a conversation. She must see somebody out the window. So when you think about that, it's sort of like, that is just mind-boggling. It just mind-boggles me. But we're doing what we can with the documentation that we have scanned. So one of my volunteer roles is going in and helping with the transcriptions and things so that the document now becomes more searchable, which is really cool. And then they've got this new technology that when you search on some of the census documents and stuff, it will actually highlight when you go into the view the actual document, to view the scanned copy of the document, it will actually highlight on the census report the family that you're, look, here's the family you're researching. Here it is, right here. This is where this record is. So it's not available on all of the census reports, but it's available on some of them. So it's kind of cool to go in there and see it all highlighted. Then you hold your mouse over certain columns and it tells you, oh, immigration year, and it'll have a year written. Oh, that's what that's. So you don't having to scroll back up to the top each time to try and figure out what's in each column. They actually have it superimposed over over for you when you enlarge it to see where your actual ancestors are or that people that you're researching are. So the question I came across today is like, when is a marriage record not a marriage record? I had an interesting, when I was researching a family today, I came across a very interesting situation. There were two separate marriage records from 1890 for this couple that was in the civil registration records. Then for the exact same couple, I found a marriage registration on a church register from 1903, 13 years apart. So the only thing I can think of, and I have to go more into it because it's all in Spanish, I do have to translate it in some way, and I'm doing pretty well. I'm getting good at using the Google translator thing. Again, I've got to transcribe the handwriting, type it into the Google translator thing, and it may not give me word for word, and some words I might put in the wrong letters or spell it incorrectly, but it gives me a general gist of what's going on. So the first marriage record was their registration, their application for their license. The second one was their civil ceremony. So that was the 1890s. The third one, they actually got it solemn. They actually had the ceremony in the church 13 years later, and they already had a parcel of kids by this point too. So I thought that was rather interesting. So when is a marriage record not a marriage record? When it's actually, there really isn't a case. It's either with marriage records, you're either registering, like getting the license, or you are actually recording the actual marriage, or in this case where we've had a civil ceremony, 13 years later you're having it blessed by the church. So yeah, so those are when your marriage records are not, when is a marriage record not a marriage record, when it encompasses, and I was sort of like, oh my gosh, this is confusing, why is this going on? So using the translator thing, I thought, well, maybe one of these is not actually a marriage record, but it's in the marriage register, or maybe, and I was trying to decipher some of the words. I thought, screw this, Google Translation. I don't know how accurate it is, but it gives you a general idea. And so I thought, well, maybe one of these is not actually a marriage record. And so I went through and found one was the registration for their license, one was the registration of their civil marriage, and then 13 years later was their church marriage. So I thought, okay. So and they were three completely different dates. Like two of them were 3 weeks apart in 1890, and then one of them took place in 1903. No relation in date to, so it wasn't even on an anniversary like renewal of vows or anything else like that. So that was kind of interesting. And I thought, so what date do they select as their anniversary date in those cases? So it was a very interesting thing to learn because it was the first time I come across anything like, I come across all sorts of things, which just surprised me. But this was sort of like, there's three marriage records for one couple. Which one's their actual wedding date? Well, they actually have 2 wedding dates and 1 register date. So I'm like, okay then. That's how it is. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to have to go have a conversation with my puppy. Come here. You want to come up and say hello? Come here. Oh, I can't show you them. I have this tube. It's about 12 inches long, this tube. It's about this round. It has these really, yummy shortbread, English shortbread in there. think it's English or Scottish shortbread. I know it's not American shortbread because American shortbread tastes very different to this. Um, that is so good. I've been putting off and putting off eating them, and it comes in a really nice Christmas Christmas tin, and I've been putting off eating them. I had them about a week, and so I finally thought, okay, 1st of December, I'm gonna have my limit is 2 a day. But the funny thing is, I go and take them out. Zeffy comes running over, and she's like, sits all pretty, like, where's mine? That's a biscuit. It's a dog biscuit. Where's mine? So, like, these are not dog biscuits. These are human biscuits. She'll talk back to me. And I go, no, you can't have these. These are not good for doggies. And so she gets a dog biscuit. At the same time, I get my shortbread. But they're really, really good shortbread. And it comes in a round gold tin. Yeah, gold and white tin. If I remember tomorrow, I'll bring the tin over here so you can see it. But they are really yummy, yummy shortbread. It's either English or Scottish shortbread. I can't remember which. All I know is it's not US shortbread because there's a big difference in taste between the two. So that's it from me for today. I'm going to go take a puppy for a WALK. Although she's now playing with her Kong. I don't think there's actually anything in there, but she seems to think if she throws it and bounces it on the ground, something will fall out. Something actually did fall out. She's eating it. Oh, there's nothing left in there. Anyway, have a super fantastic, sparkling rest of your winning Wednesday. Let us know in the comments below what your wins were for the day. And we will catch you guys tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. Hekonera. Oh, and don't forget to send somebody a hug today.